Alright guys, good afternoon, welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a nice time. So back again to let you know what's happening. And yesterday the draw came out, and of course it's no longer news. Nigeria in the group C in the 2025 African Cup of Nations, and lots of strong teams in that group. Like it or not, it's not a group to be complacent or to relax in, because these guys are also, they've also done well for themselves to be able to qualify into this group. So they'll be coming out hoping to impress, hoping to prove their critics wrong. But for Coach Eric Shell, he was in attendance. If you watch the CAF event live, you would have seen him, a couple of times when the TV showed him, when the camera showed him. But he didn't really get much. He didn't really get much attention. He didn't say a lot of things in terms of interview. And as I rightly said previously, he is not willing to give out as much interviews because he wants to focus on the job. But he did say one sentence to the host lady who asked him a question, and Eric Shell said in his word, "I have a revengeful team. I am revengeful, so we are going to have fun." This is what our coach jokingly said to the lady. And when you factor this joke, this thing that he said, because he was saying he's smiling, obviously, but you know that he, in his mind, knows what is at stake. He knows the job. He knows the task ahead for him. He knows that we have to go on and win this title, because the last time we were unlucky not to win in the finals after Ivory Coast came from behind to win that one. Oh, we'll see what happens, guys, and I'm just so excited to see how the coach is going to start working with the guys, starting with the first game we have against Rwanda on March 20th. Well, guys, there have been lots of reactions from stakeholders about this draw, about the Group C teams that Nigeria is going to be playing. Of course, Tunisia, one-time champions, and also a very strong team that actually ended prematurely our run in the 2021 African Cup of Nations. If you recall that, it was one of the best African Cup of Nations that we partook in, because we actually started really well. We won all of our games in the group stages. Coach Austin Eguavon was the man in charge then, and everybody were tipping Nigeria to go on and win that title, only for us to go into the first round of knockout stages, and then Tunisia, boom, knocks us out. And this makes them a sleeping giant no one should toy with. So definitely a tough group. Uganda as well, very exciting. Tanzania, very exciting. But let you know what some ex-internationals have said regarding this opponent we have in Group C. And MUTIU has now talked about it, and just as we expect, he's saying that there's no small team in African Cup of Nations. Any team that you see, any team you find in your group, they are definitely not a small team. They may look like it's on face value, but at the end of the day, you don't have to underrate them. You have to take them very seriously, because for them to even qualify is something that should tell you that they are not a small team to joke with. And MUTIU Adepoju was actually speaking with Brilla FM, where he said, in his words, there is no small team in Africa anymore. We just have to prepare very well and play our best when the time comes. On paper, it doesn't look easy, but it's not accessible, and it's not inaccessible either. There's no need for revenge. We just need to concentrate. We know what happened in that game, but I believe this time we are going to win. So he was basically talking about revenge here when asked a question concerning Tunisia and how they knocked us out in 2021 with a really strong blow. I think it was just 1-0 or something like that. If you recall that game, Okoye Maduka was actually the one that made that silly error when he considered a goal from outside of his box. But for me too, he's saying we don't have to fix our minds on revenge, and this is now tracking back to earlier statement from Coach Eric Schell about being revengeful and having a revengeful team. That it's not necessary for we to have a revengeful mindset towards this game. That we just have to concentrate and know what we have to do to to prepare ourselves and then go out and prosecute the victory. This is what MUTIU has now advised Coach Eric Schell. But it's not just from MUTIU. I will also have Victor IKPEBA, one of the very important stakeholder in the Super Eagles, of course, has also expressed his concern about this group. And for Victor IKPEBA, he expressed confidence in Super Eagles' ability to progress outside of this group. So he doesn't have that in doubt whatsoever. But for him, he says in his word, it will take the Super Eagles. I would take the Super Eagles group as against some of the other first round groups. It will be difficult because even the so-called small teams have made a lot of progress, as we saw at the last AFCON. But we have what it takes to get out of the group. This is what the legend Victor IKPEBA has said, and rightly so. Comparing all of the other groups, just like IKPEBA said, he would take Nigeria's group, compare with the likes of all of the other group, like for example, Algeria playing Burkina Faso, Equatorial Guinea, Sudan in Group E, and then Group B we have Egypt playing South Africa, Angola, Zimbabwe. This is definitely a very tight group, maybe even tighter than Nigeria's group. And then Group A, Morocco playing Mali, Zambia, Comoros. Another difficult group. And then Group B, Senegal playing DR Congo, Benin, and Botswana. So Victor IKPEBA is saying that Nigeria has a fairly easy group compared with all these other pot 1 top teams. But let's leave that gist, guys, and then go on to the next one. And let me let you know that great news right now for the main man, Nigerian Super Eagles striker Jerome AKOR Adams, as he has now done his medical and completed a move to Sevilla from Montpellier. This is obviously very good news. It's going to put him in the spotlights where he gets to shine and then get seen and get called up to the Super Eagles. This man has been a long-standing performer, but hasn't been very lucky in terms of being called up to the national team. But I think this is going to be a place where he can be discovered and be called. But he completed this move as well, as you can see on the screen. Completed that move and is going to join fellow Super Eagles players, Chidera Ejuke and Kelechi Iheanacho on that one. Congrats again to the man, and then we hope that he hits the ground running ASAP. That is the update, guys. React to any of the stories, subscribe to Ninja Food TV, and stay tuned for more videos.